So I'm in my garage with all my servers, and I decide that, but I know nothing about Azure. I don't really have any idea how to deploy. Are there already partners in the Azure ecosystem that can help me understand what I have to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So a great example of this, and this is a company in Chicago, is actually a Biz Spark company. And they are also now a partner within Microsoft because they're doing very well. They jumped on the Biz Spark bandwagon very early. So not only do they offer products that are built on Windows Azure, they also are now offering services to help companies, both enterprises and, when are we posting this video? Very shortly, Microsoft will, as part of our Biz Spark offering, utilize their services to startups, exactly as you mentioned, to help startups understand, I don't know anything about the cloud. I'm going to help you by offering services from, great story, Biz Spark company, to get your information and get your technology startup on the cloud. So that's coming.
Okay. And now I'm going to come back to sort of the angel thing and build on what Daniel said. Obviously, it's always hard to find money to do something. And when you're worried about, should I stay in the stock market, should I come back out? And I think one of the things that sometimes helps, and this is something that takes some work, but you have to sort of put yourself in your investor's shoes. And not every business qualifies for certain tax benefits and everything, but there are certain businesses that do qualify for special tax benefits. Small qualified businesses is an example. So you have to think about what are the things within that are in my business space that might help the investor see a better return than he would be if you put it in something else. And maybe they're tax things that you can see and then ask them to check his prepare. I've actually, interestingly enough, I've invested in one or two companies through my receivables account because you can now do self-directed IRAs. So you can use money for things other than putting it into the stock market. And ironically, one of the things that I did do wasn't a tech company, but it was basically an investment in a deed for somebody. I did through that. That's done a lot better than the stock market's done. So, you sort of have to put yourself into your investor's shoes and think about, okay, how am I going to help them, go ahead and make this investment? What hurdles do I need to get them over? And sometimes it's not just understanding your business, it may be understanding what the potential tax benefits are, what have you. And so it's helpful if you can think about that, put yourself in your shoes.
I think that's a great point, because I think you can extend that to VC investors in terms of really thinking about how they think about investments. So you're thinking about you're talking about other benefits. VCs, one thing to keep in mind is VCs think in terms of series of experiments. That's why VCs invest in stages, right? I mean, that's why they don't give you, you're going to need $10 million to get the cash flow break even, but they're not going to give you all $10 million up front. They're going to give you maybe 1 or 2, and then maybe 4, and then the rest, or something like that. And even within those investments, we're always thinking about, okay, as a CEO, you should be thinking about, what are the assumptions that I've made in my business? What are the things that I've taken a leap of faith on, or I have some inclination that is true, but I really don't know is going to be true? And so what are the things you can do as the CEO to test out those assumptions and build more confidence in them? And the more you do that, the more investors feel confident in what you're doing and are willing to go from Series A to B and so forth. Okay. Or in tranches.
So before we go, I'm going to let everybody sort of give us a last thought. I'm going to start with Brian because he was kind enough to come up here and join us.
Last thought. So I would be remiss if I didn't plug Biz Spark one more time. So to be serious though, take advantage of, I think, if the biggest thing that I tell startups that I talk to, and I've heard a lot of pitches, and because Microsoft, by the way, is part of Biz Spark, or in any other form of help, does not take equity, obviously, in the company. So one of the important things I always tell startups that we talk to, that we're giving help to, is exactly what all the gentlemen up here are talking about, is think about that end goal, right? What is your end goal? I know you have a great product, you have a lot of great technology, we've helped you, maybe elevate that technology, but think about what your end goal is. And that typically, if it involves funding, better have some kind of dollar value associated with it. So that exit strategy is just as important as that idea if you plan on going and get funding. And then go sign up for Biz Spark.
I'll actually do a little pitch for Biz Spark also. we are a nonprofit incubator. We really want to bring together the entrepreneurial community here in North Texas and really strengthen it. So whether or not Tech Fort Worth is a fit for you, even if you're not a client of ours, we want to help, because making a stronger entrepreneurial community strengthens all of us. And so if I can be a resource, if I can point you in the direction of a resource, I'm happy to do it. Come get my card, give me a call, shoot me an email. We are a network partner for Biz Spark, and we're glad to see that resource is available for entrepreneurs. And if I can help anybody get on it, just give me a call.
I mean, I would again reinforce these things, and I'm really excited, first of all, about the Biz Spark program, because I think, having worked at Microsoft, I remember how it was really annoying to see all the cool startups using open source. And I think it's great that they can, and the thing that was annoying for me was that it was a lot harder. They were actually paying a tax in some ways to do that. Not always, but in a lot of times. When I know the Microsoft equivalent would have been a lot easier. So I'm really happy about that. I'm also really happy about the things that are happening in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in terms of community building. I hope that...
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. MIT Enterprise Forum and what Tech Fort Worth does and what other guys in Dallas do. And I hope that you guys not only attend them, but volunteer your time to help to perpetuate it and bring your friends and other colleagues. And the other thing I'd say is, don't let the state of the economy keep you from your dreams as an entrepreneur. I think, like I said, I think this is actually a unique time, because the really good ideas stand out the most here, because there's less noise. And if you're doing something really innovative and really groundbreaking and have done the legwork to know how to communicate that effectively, I really think you will get your funding at the end of the day. And so it's a good filter, actually, it will keep you from doing things that are not going to be successful, because the things that are truly going to be successful are the ones that are going to rise to the top in this environment.
That's a great way to end, and I want to thank the panelists, and kind of Brian being willing to be tacked in the last minute. And again, thank you, Microsoft, for hosting and providing this and all the other stuff that's going to come up next.